Yeah, and this roster was sort of rising up, and then they made that switch to mid, brought Knight in, and it made such a massive difference. Going into MSI, a lot of people looked at them as the favorites, maybe enough to beat Gen.G. They obviously didn't manage to, but hoping for redemption here.
Yeah, definitely. Again, an LPL squad full of talent. Topple, probably one of the greatest teams ever in T1. Zeus, Owner, Faker, Gumayushi, and Carrier here, Valdez.
Yeah, these guys definitely a very strong team. It'll be interesting to see where their mindset is at after some of that play in the LCK. A lot of finger gun action there, and their little profiles is pretty cool to see. Yeah, definitely could be one of the big favorites of this tournament, but definitely have to see their form right now coming over to EWC.
Yeah, again, speaking of form, these squads have been playing in their domestic leagues as, again, these squads have had to play, and we've had success, but maybe not the level of dominant success we expected here, Ox.
Yeah, so the format in the LPL has changed. We saw the teams split into 4 groups, and within those groups, BLG did top theirs, but compared to the dominance we've seen from some other teams, they did end up dropping a game against LGD, which was a heavy upset, and they haven't had that much of a convincing performance.
All right, well, we'll see how these guys are doing, and of course we can take a look at their domestic results, but it's better to hear from them. We have both Bin and Faker standing by with their interviews. Let's take a listen.
Hi everyone, by my side is the top laner for BLG. This is going to be your first match attending at the EWC, so what are your first impressions and how have you prepared?
对谁？
这次比赛
我觉得这次比赛，就是可以和各个赛区的战队交手，对我们来说会有很大的进步吧。
I think it's really helpful to actually match against all players from different regions, and it's actually going to be helpful for our upcoming tournaments as well.
And my next question is that this is going to be a very fast-paced competition. So for this single elimination best of 3 format, what are your thoughts on it?
因为其实这次比赛都是 BO3，不管是谁哪边赢的话，都会赢得特别快吧。就是说不定突然就是一个2-0，不管是哪边。所以我们对于这次比赛是要就是加快我们的节奏吧，不能让我们就是不可以太慢热，一定要赶紧进入状态。
Because it's all BO3 kind of type of tournaments right now, so we think that we need to pace our pace in our confidence, and we need to just change our strategy to a faster pace kind of style. And so we don't know who's gonna win because it's such a quick pace kind of matchup, and we will just adjust our all of our strategies according to it.
And this is going to be your rematch up against T1 Zeus. So I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on Zeus, and do you have anything to say to your opponent in top lane?
因为在 MSI 的版本其实是有一个换线的战术的，所以那个时候可能不需要对线就可以经常进行游戏，但是现在这个版本没有换线的战术，要进行更多的对线。我觉得这次是一个对线非常强的选手，所以这次我要在对线上好好的和他碰一碰。
Because there is actually a change in lanes during the MSI, and right now I really want to improve my CS lead against Zeus, and accordingly the strategy according to versus Zeus, and I really try my best all my efforts against Zeus.
That is going to be all for the pre-match interview. Thank you so much for joining me, Ben, and we'll see you on the Rift.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kitty and Bin, for their insights on how that matchup is going to go. And for all of you at home, we got a little gift for you, a way to participate. It's the STC Play participations for you guys to predict the outcomes of these next games. So head on over to www.stcplay.dg to predict, just like what our experts on the desk are about to do right now. Prediction time for our first match of the day. Ox, where are you going? T1 or BLG?
I'm leaning towards T1. I think Owner's been really solid in this meta, and the matchup's gone back and forth, you know, and it's time for T1 to take this one, bounce back from the loss against KT, and come in strong.
Valdez?
I feel like this is actually maybe the hardest prediction to make out of all the matches we have for the quarters here. I'm going to have to actually go for BLG. I think that coming into this one, T1 have looked a little bit rough in the LCK. I think that last loss against KT was a bit of an issue, and BLG, yeah, they did take that one loss against LGD rather. but gonna have to give them the slight edge in this one.
Yeah, both teams coming off of losses in their domestic leagues, KT to T1 and LGD to BLG. They'll look to bounce back here at the first ever Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends. You see the countdown behind me. The Qiddiya Arena is ready for the first ever match. So let's get on into it. Let's send it over to Kangas to kick things off.
Hello and welcome, one and all, to the Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends. We are live at the Qiddiya Arena for a historic moment in our esport. I'm Kangas.
And I'm Fancy, and I am so thrilled to be here on this stage, ready to witness 8 of the best teams from all over the world came here to compete for a chance to be the first ever Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends champions. Honestly, we've got a lot to talk about, Kangas.
Absolutely, we do, Fancy. Like, why this moment is so historic? Because for the first time in a long time, League of Legends will take the stage alongside the rest of the esports world and allow our communities to interact in a way we never have before, which is not only a big deal for the community itself, but for the organizations that are participating in this event.
It is a historical moment indeed. More than 500 teams from all over the globe are here in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia, to get a chance to win the Esports World Cup Club Championship. Not only that, those 8 teams that we're going to witness tonight have already earned 60 points just by being here on this stage, and they are ready to compete for a chance to claim the trophy, win the lion's share of $1 million and 1,000 points in the Esports World Cup Club Championship.
Points, prizing, and pride on the line as the winning team will place their key on this trophy and adorn the bottom with the keys of the teams that they beat along the way. So without further ado, let's introduce your quarterfinalists.
This is the moment that you've all been waiting for. Please welcome to the stage, all the way from Germany, G2! In the top lane, Broken Blade. In the jungle, Yike. Their AD carry, Hans Sama. Their support, Mickey X. And in the mid lane, the MVP, the one and only, the undisputed kings of Europe, the most crowned team in the West, with a 50% chance to win the Esports World Cup according to their maths. They are ready to compete in this tournament and win the whole thing.
And their quarterfinalist opponents, FlyQuest! The second seed from the LCS with the roster of the top laner, Buebo! Jungler inspired, mid lane, Quad. Support, Busio. And at his second international appearance in his rookie year, AD carry, Masu. FlyQuest still have much to prove on the international stage, as this will be their 3rd ever international appearance.
Next up, the first competitor in our 3rd quarterfinal match. Please welcome to the stage your reigning MSI champions, Gen.G! In the top lane, King. In the jungle, Canyon. Their AD carry, Pain. Their support, and MSI Finals MVP, Lehan. And in the mid lane, give it up for Jovi! This roster has shown a dominant performance in the LCK and international competitions, winning the LCK Spring Split, MSI 24, and being the first seed in the group stage in the current split right now.
And their opponents in their quarterfinals match, Top Esports! The second seed from the LPL with roster consisting of top laner 369, jungler Tian, mid laner Cream, support Mako. They are currently undefeated in the LPL Summer Series, and they will continue the LPL versus
Second quarterfinal match. The mid and Euro X.
warm welcome to your first quarterfinalists.
Single elimination. Best of 3. T1 versus BLG. Nothing is granted. Everything is earned. Let the League of Legends games begin.
How about that for an intro? Thank you so much, Kangas and Fancy, to kick things off. And you got to see right there, Bin protecting the key and bringing it on out. T1 protecting the eagle of the LCK to kick things off here. Ox, how about that for an intro?
Yeah, pretty hype, you know, and I feel like out of all the matchups we could have started with, this is the one that I really had my eyes on.
Doing the content as well.
The Asian regions, generally a little bit more standard, but it's still exciting to know what surprise this could possibly be here, Valdez.
Yeah, I mean, I'm expecting it to be
patch. When it's a new meta, Faker has been able to lean his weakest moments over the last year. Senna, also a pick that has been so strong, especially in the LCK. Removed the Rumble, still top tier, untouched on this patch. No big surprise.
Pick is very up and down, and Shun is an incredible Nidalee player. So an interesting ban there, of course. Kalista, a slight tap on this patch, but felt a little bit cosmetic, not necessarily something that we really...
The Skarner pick